You're tuned in to the one and only, the Strategized Network, TSN.
Red Show. You know it. This that Hollywood Red Show. What you doing? Tune in.
The Hollywood Red Show. You already know. Say what's up to the fellas. Your hosts, Slim Cat, Deacon Weasel, and Mr. Hollywood.
You know what it is.
This is the Hollywood Red Show. You already know. Say what's up to the fellas. Your hosts, Slim Cat, Deacon Weasel, and Mr. Hollywood.
You're tuned in to the one and only, the Strategized Network, TSN.
Yes, it's Friday night. Another episode of the Hollywood Red Show exclusively on TSN, the Strategized Network. Yeah, I got my partners with me, KT Cruz,
yes, sir,
and Deacon Weasel with this week's hot seat. We about to get right to it right now.
Microphone check 1 2. It's the Deacon coming at you live again. Every Friday, y'all, where we do the good podcasting, man, on life. If you got, y'all got to forgive me. No, that wasn't my Pornhub notification. That was something else, y'all. But man, I love the Hollywood Red show because it's more of a counseling show. It ain't me for men and women. Toenail. If you ain't wipe your backside good and it's itching right there, you need to listen in every Friday night, y'all. 8 o'clock Negro time, 9:30. But anyway, y'all, let me go and get on this guy with his she father. See, the only thing with the hot seat with the Deacon, I need to cuss because a lot of these topics they agitate the Deacon and they make my skin itch. Now this dude they want his son to go to hell with his wig on his head. Boy, they say, boy, you need to go ahead and bury Luther with his wig on his head. And his son, you know, even though he lived a transgender lifestyle, Skittles. I'm going to just call them Skittles. Y'all so more worried. You know, one thing, too, about you Democrat liberal people. You know, see, Hollywood Red care, but the Deacon don't care. Like, I know he get offended when y'all call him and say, hey, man, why the Deacon said that like that? But y'all more mad. Y'all should be more angry at that young boy wearing the wig going to hell to see Lucifer and his actions. Because, boy, they say he dropped it like it's hot. His mama took him to go get his nail did, and he wore T-backs in the casket. So y'all getting mad at the Deacon because he talking about your ugly gay son that going to hell with that wig on his head. Y'all got it messy, sad and confused. Oh, young buck people. But the thing with this whole situation, man, I feel bad for the daddy because you can tell the daddy sold weed in Robonia a long time ago. He got them old, authentic 18 Mr. T had gold. Boy, his daddy bitch somebody with them gold teeth, and he went down low on a woman. He'll give her a hysterectomy with them gold. That was gold teeth, the color of pennies. I say, boy, his daddy got yellow rice and chicken gold teeth. Why gold teeth? He got illegal immigrant Migrant Brown got digging ass gold teeth. And then he got the big box gold teeth. He was the first Negro to get gold teeth wherever he lived at. And then he keep his mouth open. I hate a greasy face Negro with goals like that. But his daddy was arguing in the camera. He said, man, I don't want my son to go down to Lucifer with that wig on his head. But I'm going to tell you, Daddy, let him go on and wear a wig because these females. And in the time now where your son didn't even have to wear a wig because black males grow their hair longer than black females. You chicks come out the womb. Y'all come out the womb. Maybe God took y'all edges away because he know that y'all gonna sleep with somebody up there. And you're trifling. So boy, y'all can't grow a bubblegum ponytail. I never this guy alopecia or whatever the hell, I can't spell that. But boy, how y'all got mange in your head? A lot of you chicks, I think your hair being punished because of your trifling. Wearing y'all tea bags that y'all taking them to get it nailed did. So, Daddy, I understand that you don't want your son to go down now, and
oh my goodness.
Flame it. Burn up the shop. Oh, the hot tea hot. Lord.
My goodness. Another hot seat with Deacon Weasel. He done pop back in on us. Let me get it straight from the horse's mouth. Deacon, where you at?
Weasel.
I see him, but anyway, KT,
yeah.
go ahead and lead us into what we got on the plate for the day. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So tonight, man.
We'll turn that down.
Tonight we gonna.
Hold on, I'm turning this down.
That's if Deke let you. That's if Deke let you.
Oh, there we go. Hold on. Oh, no, there we go.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. I turned it down.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, as we get started, KT, what we got tonight, brother?
Oh man, the first topic tonight, man, we're gonna be discussing the trans funeral, man, and this is basically gonna touch base on about a TikTok influencer, Girl La La, trans Girl La La, real name Hwrs. She was tragically killed by her boyfriend, his by their partner, their boyfriend. I don't know. God forgive me, but but she got multiple gunshot wounds in the car outside of her home, his home.
Listen, it's called Connect Team, and it's insane. I don't do schedules or time sheets.
You
wouldn't
wouldn't
believe it. My team puts in their availability. I click auto schedule, and boom, there it goes.
Guess we finna jump right into it.
So I don't know if you've been following the Girl La La situation. Very sad story that just took place. His dad said that he didn't want to see his son in a wig in his casket. And a lot of people got upset with that statement. And I want to have a conversation about what he said. I want to play this news report first, just to provide some context for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. So let's play this and then we'll get into the rest of the conversation.
Now to the very latest on the murder of a transgender woman who is a social media influencer.
We're now hearing the 911 calls after she was shot and killed inside a car. Local 10's Jolina Esperto was outside the Broward jail in Fort Lauderdale with the calls and new video. The 911 calls and surveillance video we got our hands on are truly chilling, and this whole situation is just devastating. A TikTok star and a transgender influencer was violently killed, and Broward deputies arrested her very own boyfriend for it. You can hear the fear and pain in her voice. TikTok star Girl La La's final moments.
Yeah, I want to break it up a little bit so that way YouTube don't harass me saying that I've been playing too much of Buddy's video. Go ahead and refresh us again on the names of the individuals involved in this, KT.
Yeah, the names involved with this is TikTok influencer Girl La La, Hwrs, and her boyfriend Shanoy White Jr. So basically, it was an argument outside their house in the car. She got gunned down, but you know, that's something else. But what we're really trying to get into tonight, it really is the portion about her father, and we trying to break down.
Correct.
Did the father, was he there? Was he not? Or was he in the right? Or how would we handle this situation if we hadn't got? Hopefully, none of us will have to go through this. But if something similar might have happened, how would we address this situation? So,
correct.
We can get off with that right there.
And the father, did the father have a name that was put out there?
They ain't got much about his name. He's just the daddy. He's probably Maurice Jr. I mean, Senior. I don't know.
In all seriousness.
He looked like a
and in all seriousness, because we're not laughing and definitely not making light of being insensitive to what happened. I feel for anybody's life that was taken early or taken in an act of violence. So for that reason, my prayers go to this guy's family, and all those that's involved. But yeah, so we'll continue into this video.
On the phone with me, okay?
Yes, hello.
This is not.
Hello.
This is not.
Get here! Hurry up and get here! Who's calling me? Hurry up and get here!
Stay on the line with me. I need you to stay on the line with me, okay?
She and her boyfriend called 911 after she was shot.
Yes, I don't know the address, bro. Just check. Just check, please.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
And these are the moments immediately after the transgender TikTok influencer was killed Friday night. Deputies say at the hands of her boyfriend, 25-year-old Shanoy White Jr. Video from a Tesla captures who appears to be white getting out of the driver's side of a beige sedan along the 3300 block of Northwest 37th Street. The passenger door opens where we're told by relatives the victim, 21-year-old Maurice Harrison, known as Gerlalala, tries to get out. White is seen grabbing her by the hair and putting her back inside before pacing with a cell phone.
Oh, real Gerlalala.
She was known for her wigs and social media presence with nearly 300,000 followers on TikTok and more than 40,000 on Instagram.
Why?
So yeah, it did refresh us of the names of the individuals. First off the bat, what does it say in reference to the father background? Does it give too much of the father's situation, or is it just primarily focused on the two individuals involved?
They don't get too detailed about that at all.
Yeah, I didn't really see nothing particular about the father. We will preview a video that the father does give some perspective. But as far as the actual news of it, doesn't seem like it carries his name, in that. But yeah, from the father perspective, that's a lot of weight to carry. It does pose some questions about how active he was, because there is some news in that this is his second child that's been murdered within the last 2 years, if I got it correctly, which is that's a tough fact to kind of swallow without having the tendency to want to point fingers at something or somebody. And so for the father to be the only mouthpiece that we hear, it puts him in the position of, what were you doing? Would I be wrong for thinking that way, KT?
I wouldn't think. I think you might be right. I don't think you're wrong, but it depends on when Maurice decided to do this change, So, there's a lot of stuff we don't really know. I don't know if this was Was he like this since he was in high school, or was this fairly something new that he transitioned to after the age? So, but from the looks of it, it don't like the father was like the father might have had a lot of kids, but he loved his sons though. I give him that. He did love his boy because he was passionate about this. So I give him that. But like I said, man, this is this new style of people is common now in the black community. Before it wasn't, it was frowned upon. But now it's a little bit. I guess it's not accepted, but it's becoming normal. So that's another problem itself.
You said that. You said that word speaks volumes there. When things are normalized, it just changes things. Because that's when the insensitiveness starts to surface because you're so conditioned to it. It's been happening so much, and sad to say, again, because right now we're speaking specifically of the father. I'm gonna pull up his clip of him talking, but I mean, again, the first thing that comes to my mind is how active was he? I mean, I can, like you say, I can hear the passion in his voice about, the loss of his son. I think he was definitely calculating his words to try to be politically correct to whatever extent. So I can see he was being intentional with that. I give him some credit that he didn't sound ignorant. He sounded a little bit. He sounded that he was in his emotions, which he should be. He lost a child. So, but aside from how active he is, what other questions do you think that pop in your head when you see this from the father's perspective, KT?
No, man. Like I said, I just said a hurt father, man, and he probably ashamed a little bit of what his child was involved with, but. It's like I said, it's tough, man. I don't know, maybe we don't got more on that. It's just tough, man.
Deke, what you got? Yeah, man. It's definitely tough, but the world we live in now is, even if like somebody who against it, like myself, it seems like especially in the community, everybody is for it. So. I feel bad for men who against it because you're gonna have about 1 million people who say that they for it. So it's a win-lose situation. I mean, if I really say how I really feel, that's why I say, yeah, man, these subjects are really. But I just, it need to be truth told because I'm so sick of lying to everybody and just telling them what they want to hear. So. But yeah, I don't agree with it. I think he was robbed out of his childhood.
No. KT, where you at, brother? You still there?
Yeah.
We lost Deke for a minute, but to piggyback off of you real fast, let's speak back into the idea of being a father. Deke just got back with us, but go ahead and answer this. We'll give him a minute to get back on the stage. As a father, what would you feel like if you were able to talk to him? What would be your first question? What would you ask him about this situation?
Well, you put some heat on me, boy. I don't
hey, bro.
One thing about me, I don't even know.
I mean, that's in all seriousness, we
because I just say,
yeah,
man, that's tough, bro. Oh, you got me with that. I didn't expect you to ask that.
Hey, I didn't mean to throw a curveball at you, but inquiring minds would probably want to know.
Yeah, I would say a
Well,
lot.
well, here go Deek. It was good timing. Maybe he heard the question. Deek, if you was the father, if you was able to talk to this father, what would be the first? What would be the question that would come to mind that you'd want to know?
Going to hell, and and then he, and I don't, like for you to sit up there as a man and go along with it. I couldn't do it, but he will be in hell, and he will be a fairy, and and I just hate the, and if you let him wear his wig down there, then they gonna have them a good bootylicious time, him and old Lucifer. But
I mean, now he did say that he didn't support it. He said it was confusing. It was confusing. I'm finna bring up his soundbite so he can say it for himself. But I overheard it, so I want you to hear this real quick before you would lay it all down on. I already hear it coming.
I'm about to cook too, boy.
So I'm saying that he verbally said that he doesn't support this. This is what the conflict is coming from. It's because he's saying that despite the lifestyle that his son lived, that he didn't support that. So do you believe that, or do you disagree that he didn't technically support? Because in the second portion of what he said was that, oh well, I'm proud of my son and the contributions that basically of what he gave to his followers, his fans. So he said, in that perspective that I support my son. So I don't know, it seems a little confusing trying to interpret whether he supported him or is it like conditional. So anyway, back to you, Deke. What's the first question that come to mind to you?
Well, I would question the church where the funeral's at, because how can we say that we love God and allow such things? It's like we have lost dignity and a backbone. Like money has become the root of all evil, and it's sad that like this.
That's a good question. That is a good question right there. What church is going to be performing this funeral where they're saying that this dude who's, I'm guessing that the funeral's already took place now. That I think he said it was this weekend, but that it's going to perform a ceremony that has this guy basically doing dress rehearsal. That's weird. I don't know if that's going to be done in like just a makeshift room that they do the ceremony at, or they doing this in an actual church. That's a good question by Deep there. Bitterness.
I mean, today's churches are filled up with that now. So this why heterosexual men ain't in the church. That's a whole nother situation. But it's just women.
It depends on where you're going, brother. I got quite a few good. I can only speak from my perspective. I got some solid men going to my church that I believe that are standing with integrity. They ain't just showing up on Sunday. So shout out to my dudes at Fellowship Church.
Well, and salute to the men that do go to church there. I just feel like a lot of issues are being put on this father that shouldn't even be put on him. And where's the dignity at? This is why it's so important that we have good people, a good family, good women that have our back, because this shouldn't be an issue right here. My son, regardless, Luke the Vandross, a lot of people might have been that way. But at the end of the day, his son can't even be buried with dignity, because he got T-backs and a wig on and bumped the Facebook followers and the Instagram. What about this is why we as men, we got to regain respect back in our household, because nobody listens to the dad, or they're just doing what they want to do. And that's sad, because that is the father, and he only got one son. That this son, he can't go through this no more. So where's the respect there for the father? There's so many issues with this situation. So, and my thing is, if I had to handle it, he would be buried with a suit on, and I wouldn't care what nobody thinks. But it's sad though. I already know who's the one that's giving him a hard time, and that's why I was saying with these topics, it need to be truth told. We can't no longer dance around it. It got, yes, and I know it can be told in a PG-13 way, but man, it's sad though that this young boy finna be buried that way. The people on social media want to see you go to hell, so they don't mind just telling, hey man, let them wear that wig and them tea bags. You know, they don't care. You notice they cheer on dysfunction, but where's the common sense at for us as men? Like, when is it gonna come back to dignity and respect and common sense for a black father's word?
I think that's a good question and a logical question. Let's hear from what the father had to say real briefly before we get back to this other interview.
All right.
You're tuned in to the one and only, the Strategize Network, TSN.
Please, I ask y'all to have Friday. I'm gonna get a word, girl la la, whatever y'all want, girl la la la. I don't know him as that. I ain't taking that from his followers, from his crowd. Y'all can have that. Put him in the wig. The viewing is open for the public. Come see him. I ain't taking the opportunity from y'all. I don't want none of his followers, likes, none of that. The funeral is Saturday. Put my son in the pot smoke, braids, sharp tape, or afro for the last time. I ain't attending no funeral with my son that God gave to me as a boy in no wig. I ain't attending no funeral. I'm not attending no funeral like that. I ain't been held accountable. You can. Once I secure and make sure my son got a funeral paid for y'all, for the people who truly, genuine donated and supported. I thank y'all. Everybody that called, text, email, prayers, thank you. That genuinely loved my son and supported him and want to see him buried the right way. I'm going to make sure that everything is taken care of. And then I'm going to release his mom and his sister. They can do whatever they want. But I want to attend the funeral. I'm sorry. I can't. Forgive me, but I just can't. But I'm going to guarantee you, he's going to have a funeral. I hope y'all enjoy the show. The Girl La 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 show. Enjoy it. I ain't taking nothing from none of his followers, nothing. I don't want no money, nothing. I'm going to give y'all a receipt. I don't want none of that. I buried my son last year. No GoFund. Family and friends only. Thank you. If you helped me bury my son Boosie last year, thank you, man. For everybody that helped me, his family, my family, friends, supporters, thank you. Phone calls, again, thank you. Text messages, prayers, thank you. That I ain't get one person to offer besides the people that did. I don't want to look over you. One person say, "Oh, I do this for Boosie. I do this. Oh, let me help. Let me do this." But everybody want to attach their son, they self to Girl La La La. Everybody want to make profits off of my pain, bro. Please let me rest. Y'all can have the funeral. Let me rest, bro. Let me rest. I enjoy my peace. Let me rest.
I like making my podcast. I don't.
So there you have it. And there goes the father's perspective. KT?
Yes, sir.
What you make of that?
Man, yeah, like I said, it's a hurt parent. But when it comes to it, man, when it comes to that situation, man, it's real tough. It's a tough situation, man, because at the end of the day, Maurice was an adult. So he wasn't a teenager.
Facts.
If he was, if he was, that's what he was. That's probably how he should, now that I'm looking at it, he's a grown man. He decided to live that lifestyle. So I don't feel like I, as a parent, failed him. Because he made this choice.
Facts.
I wouldn't want to don't bury him like that. But if that's what he was to his heart, it's almost like it is what it is at that point. He's a lost cause. You just gotta it is what it is. Sometimes just because you show up to things don't mean you're actually supporting, because his blood is blood. It's unfortunate he chose to go a different path.
Yeah.
But, like you say, it comes to that dynamic. If he wasn't around, maybe maybe it was a relative on the mom's side, you know what I'm saying, and then made them want to get into that lane. You know, if you peel back the layers, it might get deeper to why he became to go that route.
Facts.
But just on the outside looking in, that's what he is. I very imagine that's what it was, because that's what he wanted to be. It is what it is, and just get out of the way. You know what I mean? Like
so we're still technically speaking on the father's perspective. Yeah. So we still so as we heard him say that this was his second child that he lost. So again, I get it does pose the question: how active was this daddy? What else? What's if anything else would you be concerned about trying to make a determination on whether the father gave you the vibe that he was, you know, basically his responsibility in this?
I think he was a father who was outside the house, but the vibes I get from him, he was there the best he could be. You know, sometimes dealing with certain women, man, it's hard to beat up like you want to be. So I believe he took care of them boys. I believe both of them. Maybe through child support or through the drug money, I feel like he was there. Because otherwise, because if he was why
it gotta be the drug money?
Wait, that was like a drug dealer, man. Come on, man. You Brady. You know, you might almost say something. Well, you know, at the end of the day, otherwise, I feel like he was there, because otherwise, this wouldn't even be a subject. Because they wouldn't even, daddy wouldn't be relevant. Nobody cares. If he was never around, they wouldn't even care what he wanted. You know how many black dudes we grew up with, and their daddy went around, and something happened to him, the daddy has no say, so the mom was running the show. So that leads me to believe that he was there more than what I originally thought.
Okay. Deke, I see you down there. I know you still stirring up the pot down there. You got something you want to add? All right, we'll give Deke a minute. But you know, Deke gonna pop in as soon as in the middle of when I get started, because Deke got impromptu entrances. But yeah, I think we can kind of put a pin in what the father perspective is. Let's get back to this video with the breakdown, the overall breakdown of the situation.
All right.
Behind the scenes, friends and relatives say Gurlalala and White had a tumultuous relationship.
What we leaving for?
Broward Sheriff's Office investigators say they were together for several years. They had a verbal argument in the car Friday that turned physical. Then she was shot. A neighbor who didn't want to show his face on camera told us,
"My wife heard a gunshot around 6:50.
White, who played football at Bethune-Cookman during his freshman year, was arrested once before for domestic violence in November 22 with a different victim. The arrest form states he physically and maliciously battered the victim multiple times. Gurlalala's family is too devastated to talk on camera, but they did tell us in a statement. As a family, we appreciate every prayer, kind thought, and gesture during our time of bereavement. Now we are just praying that justice is served to the fullest degree." And to make this situation even more heartbreaking, this is not the first time Gurlalala's family has lost a loved one to gun violence. Just last August, her brother, Marion Harrison, was shot and killed. Now, as for White, he did face a judge over the weekend, and he was denied bond. He now sits behind bars here at the Broward County Jail. I'm reporting from Fort Lauderdale, Jolie.
So I don't even know how that escalates to that outcome. I guess that statement can be applied to a lot of situations and stories that we see in the news. But they're arguing in the car and it gets physical, and then he just pulls out, he pulls out a gun and then fires a shot.
Yeah. It's an ugly situation.
Terrible.
And so again, now we've covered the father's side. to a certain point. Now let's kind of speak on where the mother stands in this. And I'm pretty sure that Deke, your microphone working now, brother.
Weasel. They probably getting attacked.
But yeah, let's unpack this mother perspective and what we don't know and what we do know. What do we know? Not
Man.
much.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They ain't really much. Hello? Okay. End up finding out that they had two separate viewings, I believe.
Correct. That's what he was kind of advocating for. And so that's about the only thing that we really hear of the mother from a third person perspective. It's like he's speaking for her. And he said it's got that there's a daughter, I guess, whether it's he is or hers. He said he made mention to her and said, that I'm gonna hand it over to them and let them do their thing. And which at when you hear it from that perspective, it puts you in the mindset that they're in a disagreement, that it ain't just about what the son was promoting, that it sounds like the mother was supportive of that. And that's why it sounds like she was hosting the funeral for him being in his current condition before he died. Yeah. So there's questions of whether they share the same household. I'm believing not. I don't hear the words wife in that. I don't hear married in any of the dialogue that was said. So it's safe for me to think that they are separate. As far as for the mother's perspective of what am I going to say? The discipline side. Mm-hmm. What sort of discipline was presented on both ends? But now that I'm speaking on the mother side, I'm thinking, how much did she support it or discipline it? And I don't think there was really no discipline in it, because it looks like, again, if she's the host of this service when he's dressed up in his outfit, then that sounds like to me that she was promoting that in his day-to-day life. So
yeah. I think she probably was against it, but then once he got the little fame, man, it's like, shoot, he's making money, he's doing the wig thing. The people accept stuff if money involved. So once his wig, he's an influencer, so that TikTok bag is good. And that community, and that one thing about that community, they got a lot of supporters.
That's a fact, brother.
And black black women and people of that community love that stuff, so they gonna eat it up. So I think over time, black women, our mothers. And he's 21. His mother closer to our generation, and we more accepting of that lifestyle. Our mothers and grandmas, it was like you couldn't let them know if you was living like that.
No. Definitely a different day and time. That's a fact. I mean, my outside look at that for the public perspective is just that, hearing all these clips, the pronouns are all over the place. It's just like at 1 minute it's a slash he. In 1 minute, then it's a her. Then in the next moment, then it's a trans, but then it's female, but then it's I don't know which one you want. They didn't stay consistent with none of the pronouns. So
they don't. You're right about that. You're absolutely right.
You want to give this person a title and identity, but you can't even get the pronoun correct. It's just it's all kind of confusion all over the place.
You freaking right. My bad, I almost said something. But I almost said something terrible. My bad.
Crazy, man.
It's so crazy because it's like, for instance, some people won't support this, right? If your son or daughter, whichever, did the full conclusion. But would you support your son if he was a serial taker and he went to jail for it and he died? Like, do you still show up to support that? You know what I'm trying? I'm trying. You know what I'm saying?
I heard you saying something about being a taker.
Yeah, I don't want to say the R word, but say you had.
You mean it? Meaning what? Are you saying that if the son was doing that to females or doing it to just somebody? Period.
He went to jail for something horrible. Do you support that?
Like you saying, in the contrast of something that would have a shock effect to it. Like, okay.
What that lady, what Maurice was doing, that's frowned upon. But do you not do you stop supporting them? Like that's the trick, because I ain't encountered that part of my life yet. I went through everything, but my kid's still young. I believe they going the right way. But do you not support that? But you got some parents support their kids, and they didn't kill 5 people. They mass serial killers.
Facts.
So it's a tricky situation. So it's like, I know it's a little dramatic, but
no, but like you say,
do you support the electric chair, or do you try to stop him from getting killed? And you know he did it.
Well, support, but see, you asked a really good question though, because support comes in so many ways. Yeah. Because you could support somebody from afar. You could support somebody through, you ever hear people say that, I was there in spirit. They wasn't really there. I'll be there in spirit. They ain't really coming. Like, they ain't supporting. So support, it's got different ways. And sometimes it's not received the way that you want to give it. You know what I'm saying? So the support, I think, is key. How is it being supported? How are we supporting situations that we accept but we don't agree with?
And that's the tough part about this life thing when it comes with these kids, because our kids ain't gonna always do what we want them to do.
Yeah,
You can show them, you can give them everything in the world, and you still always get, like, we went to school with kids who had it all and still end up going to prison doing 20-year sentences, and they were spoiled, had new shoes every day, but they wanted to fit in. They got jammed up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even you can teach your kid right way. You can show y'all right now. You married, so you show your kids the best way. But some other people, they do the same thing, and their kids end up going left and end up like Maurice.
Facts.
Do you not support them because they live in that lifestyle, or you support them? Like, that's why I say get tricky. Then you say you got a son, you out there, he take 5 women's stuff without consent. Right.
Yeah, but like you say, like I was alluding to, is that what is the support? What does that look like? Man, so if I'm supporting my son that just got finished, or even a whatever the relationship is with another individual, if they have blatantly made some very bad choices, some that becomes public, how do I still show support to that person? Do I throw them away, or do I still call and check on them? Because that's support, right? I can still be a level of support. Hey, I was just calling and check on you, seeing how you doing. That didn't mean that I agree with what they did, right?
But if they went the Maurice route, do they still get the same support?
What, to check on them and see how they doing? Definitely, that's the biggest thing that you can give, and that's something I think that a father or a parent, that's still, like we just discussed, that's still that person's child, adult child or not. That does not wash hands from checking on them and saying that hey, you ain't alone. I'm here. I don't agree with what you're doing. This ain't the best for you, but I'm still, I want to make sure you're still breathing. I want to know, hey, do you need something to eat? Something that there's still some level of support that still shows that I'm here, but I'm not agreeing with the decisions that you made.
I don't know, because I'm with you to a degree. I think I get, I'll make sure they won't be never starving or nothing like that. But as far as me you trying to let me meet the, say, but it's really sad because guys not, because if dudes' daughters go that way, dudes not really that upset. You know what I mean? They really not, because they figure it's a phase, they might grow out of it. But the other route, I don't know. I just don't know enough about it. But I don't know if you can reverse that. Some people do, but
so you think that you say that men, or you just mean it's just society is less judgmental on the female going gay versus a male?
Yeah. We all know that. And some females won't date a guy who going the other way. You know what I mean? If somebody want to come back, they won't date him.
Yeah. That's a fact.
But a guy dated a woman who was on the other side, no problem.
Yeah, because they, like you say, the door is never really closed for them unless they just started doing weird stuff like cutting their boobs off and got testosterone and look like a man now. That's a hard one to come back from there. But I done see, but they going viral now. That women that have done that are now showing up and saying, "Oh, I gave away that lifestyle." I didn't see it to the extent where they actually got a beard and stuff like that. But I have seen some where they've transitioned from some very alarming looking details that made them look, the opposite. If that makes sense.
I went to school with one, and I went to Southeast with one, and she was a girl. And then a guy took something from her, got her pregnant.
Ouch.
She went straight to the other side. She cut her stuff off. She got more muscles and more hair on the face than me. She changed the name time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it would be very difficult that if she was to disagree with that choice, to try to now regain her feminine nature and attract somebody that would that's when it becomes a little tricky.
I think once you take it that level, you're not trying to go back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a small percentage who might, but I
Facts.
95% they in that till they die once they go that far. Because you can't reverse it.
Well, I mean, it's just like these dudes getting fake boobs put on. If you get the boobs cut off, it's definitely a way to get them put back on. It just ain't yours. Now with this guy, with Buddy, it was it that he was his brand was promoting wigs. Is that what made him so internet famous?
Yeah, he got talking wigs. Yep. Them girls go crazy for them wigs.
So that and another gateway of acceptance, because as you say, unfortunately, it seems as if that for our communities, it presents more camaraderie between women and gay men than it does in other communities. It's more pronounced in ours, to where it desensitizes it. So for that, I mean, I would stand the question, if those followers, what would be their demographics and their race? I would have to think that probably 75% would be black women.
100%, maybe more than that.
So that would have to speak, and I'm speaking that as I'm saying that as a guess. So I'm not saying that's what it is, but I would like to find that information out before we get out of here tonight. But looking at who his followers are on there, I think that shows largely who was conditioned to this behavior. Because it ain't like it ain't brand new. You got RuPaul that started this kind of social behavior out loud, and really desensitized this long time ago.
Yeah,
you know, wearing these outrageous wigs and these very flamboyant dresses that now is, you know, is definitely normalized in so many other ways between men playing these roles on movies, and so it's just in your face, and you got to close your eyes not to see it because it's just there. But Deke, I still see you, brother. Hey, you've been quiet, and I don't know if it's because you got a problem with your mic, but I think the last thing that I want to discuss on this is just either the presence or the absence of discipline in this. And I think that's gonna rub some people. It can rub some people the wrong way, because as you said earlier, KT, that you know, some people come from a household that had the expectations and the format of discipline, but the child decided to do something else. That does happen a lot. I know I made some decisions that my mother was not proud of, but nonetheless, her support for me, and that's where I was leaning on that just a few minutes ago, is the support was still there in certain ways. It wasn't supporting my behavior. It was in support of me to be able to, because in order to get out of that, there still has to be some level of support to get to where I'm supposed to be, to teach our children and redirect them to where they're supposed to be. So there has to be some level of support in the midst of making decisions that parents don't agree with. But the discipline side of that is what I stand to question. KT, when you think of discipline in this situation, what does that look like? Or what do you think? What do you think? Do you think was there a presence of discipline or an absence of discipline?
I'm gonna lean maybe absence. I don't feel like discipline really is a factor with this guy. I just think this guy, this is the lifestyle he was in. I think something dramatic happened, and he wanted to go that route. See, this sometimes, like, just an overall statement. Sometimes you can over discipline for like remember, I don't know if you've seen the show Power, but I don't know if you remember, not Power, Empire, but you know the guy Justice Smollett in the show. His daddy caught him wearing high heels and then threw him in the garbage.
Right.
And then he ended up becoming that way 100% during the show.
Facts.
So sometimes you can overdo something, and you know, it's like say kids are trick because we can't read their mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For this, to stick to the subject, for this, I don't think it was the lack of discipline what caused Maurice to do what he did. I just think he's down South Miami. That's a lot of stuff going on down in Broward, Miami. That's common down there. And he
Facts.
You know, if you look at some of the photos, I've seen some of his photos before he went all the way. He had the feminine vibes. He moved like, you know, he had it. So it's bound to happen with that guy. I don't know if it is what it is.
Yeah. It was I wanted to piggyback off of a point that you made. But okay, so just as far as the discipline side though, from both ends, I mean, is there a stigma because the father has lost a second child within a 2-year time frame? I mean, heck, even in a lifetime, does that present some questions of what discipline look like? I know you said that you kind of feel that his passion, that he was present and he was doing something. So what What was he instilling in them for them to go off the rails that much? You got a son that don't want to be a boy no more, and then you got your other son that just got killed from taking it that he was wrong place, wrong time, or he was living that life one way or the other. How does discipline fit into that? I know, again, we're saying that the kids, we make decisions. I said it myself. I've made decisions that didn't necessarily reflect what my mother taught me. But thankfully, I was able to, for one, I take accountability. That's the first thing. It ain't my mama's fault. I can say that for myself. So I think it takes that. But I also think that there's like a principle in the Bible that says that when you teach your Bible, your children the Bible, that they won't stray away that far. They go because it's instilled in their heart, and that's the same thing with, I think, the learning lessons that we give to our children and instill them and condition them that they're gonna go their journey. They're gonna go their way. But those instincts are gonna reel them back in. They ain't gonna go too far out. Yeah. And I think that is that happening every time? No, but I think more times than not, it conditions a child to start getting out of the child's position and grooming them to be an adult. So
I agree with that.
And just adulting to me is it ain't about what decisions you make. It's about you taking accountability. That's the difference between a child and an adult to me, is simply accountability. Because until you are able to take accountability, that's what your parents are coming behind you for. That's why you need a chaperone. That's why you need that. Even though I just got finished, on a side note, I just got finished watching the two documentaries this week that I've been intending to watch. I had watched the Diddy, as you know. So I know we're gonna unpack that on the next episode or so. But I watched the Jeffrey Epstein documentary finally. And boy, that thing is loaded. It's loaded with a lot of different questions of how would you think, or what do you think about, adolescent teens making adult decisions. Is it now where the parents need to be totally accountable for a child that's like in their teens, like late teens, 15, 16, 17, when they're out there making bold decisions. The Epstein documentary shows that this dude had hundreds of teenage girls coming to South Florida and coming, going from these inner city schools that tended to be very impoverished. I was born in Palm Beach, as you know, so I've seen all them sides. I've seen Riviera. I was technically born right in West Palm. But if you go across the water, you see, the big millionaire houses like where Epstein is at. I went to an art school in that area. And, but anyway, for this guy to attract teenage girls, the problem to me when I seen this whole documentary was that it kept making these girls that some of them started off as teens, but by the time that everything unfolded, they were having dealings with this guy for years. This wasn't like no isolated incident, no one episode. This was going on for years. Wow. And every one of them came with the same kind of approach. I needed money.
Yeah.
So who's the real victim? Who's the Cassies? The Cassies is she a real victim with Diddy? Are these girls that are knowingly kind of prostituting themselves in a position that it's been going on for a long time. I mean, where is the accountability on both ends? It don't take away it don't take away what the other party contributed, but it has to have some level of accountability. And like that father said, I'm flip-flopping, but going back to our main topic, the father has some level of accountability, but ultimately this person has to be held to the standard of what type of lifestyle that he was living.
Yeah.
So I'm not against him having his funeral where he's dressed up like a Barbie doll or whatever type of woman he wanted to look like. I just wouldn't be supporting it. Just like if I had a family member that had a gay wedding, I wouldn't support that. If I had a friend or somebody else that brought that up and invited me, I'm gonna do it in love though. Just like I'm gonna tell somebody that asked me about, every time October come, what you doing for Halloween? I'm doing nothing. I don't practice that. And so that's just a personal choice that I make. I don't think a Christian that's supporting Halloween going to hell. I just think that they opening themselves up for things that there's nothing wholesome about Halloween to me. You got kids running around looking like little devils. I don't understand why I would want to throw candy and support that. When I was a child, I thought like a child, but I'm an adult now, so I just don't see nothing beneficial from that for my child to be in the midst of that. And so my discipline of being able to my wife's and our discipline can't take total ownership, because we agree that my child, now that he's in school, well, this year when Halloween came up, well, guess what? He's still a child and susceptible to peer pressure. He knows what we're practicing and we're instilling it in him, but he's still young. So I'm not going to put him in school on Halloween knowing that it's all around him and it is in front of him and expect that he's supposed to get special treatment and not be influenced or exposed to it. So the smart decision, hey son, you don't go to Halloween, you don't go to school on Halloween, so you get a day at home, play your Nintendo, do whatever, cool.
Yeah.
So it's not just me having an opinion. It is actually making an application, an action to circumvent that. And that's my way of supporting my child. It ain't me just saying, when you go to school, you better not do this. No, it don't work that way. Not for that. But somebody else may do it a little different. But for us, we felt like that's another way to show we're not just telling you this, but we're helping you to achieve that. So, those are measures that have to be implemented if we want to support our children and guide them to success. And to me, in this scenario, 2 children dead. Probably both of his sons. Unless it sounds like at least from the same woman, like you say. I'd hate to do this and make an assumption that he might, like you say, might have more kids, and he might. So I guess maybe for people who have those loose ties, that when they lose one, they got another one that they go, I got more kids. It's just, I don't know. It just don't seem to me like if he felt so invested in his child life that it would have 2, not 1, but 2 died the same in a short time frame. Just, but like I say, I'm not judging. I'm speaking on this just to be out loud on what my thoughts are. And like I say, I ain't judging this guy. I'm praying as I'm talking right now that whatever restoration and whatever he need to learn from this situation by a tragic loss, by 2 tragic losses like that, I pray that he gets healing and he's able to take this and give it as an example for whoever it can reach and repurpose it from a negative to a positive, however that can work. And but it's again, man, you know, it's definitely a tough play to call. The discipline side, you know, I think was the last thing that we're addressing, and you know, our next episode, we're talking on disciplining, you know, that teacher that's down in Mobile that was Nicole Staples, and how the way she was disciplining her son on the camera, because from what it looks like, her older son or younger son or whatever, another son, is actually using his phone and taping his mama because he got a vendetta and he got some bitterness towards, I guess, how his mama had been disciplining him. And you got a little bit more on that. What's the details on this woman?
The details, it goes like this. Nicole Staples, 44-year-old woman from Mobile. Teacher was arrested and fired for a video when she allegedly hit her son 20 times with a belt. They threw him on the ground by his head. This happened in middle of November. She went to jail. Her bond was $7,500, and her son. So she had a son named Jackson Staples. He's 24 years old, and he said the kids don't stay with the mom right now. They with the auntie, Amy, and he felt like, he said he don't feel like his mom should be working at the school or even be involved with the little brothers. He said she used to beat him like that his whole life. So,
so the question of discipline, how we segue from this is, you know, the absence of discipline or the presence of discipline in this is over. I don't agree. Yeah, that's abuse. There's abuse and then there's discipline, and there's a big difference between the two.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. It didn't look that bad to me. I got whooped worse than that.
Well, I did too. I ain't gonna front. But
he got his bait. That was easy work. That's anything.
Well, it's just kind of comical that she got. It's comical to me that she got this big teenager bent over the couch.
Hey, that's a big
like is this funny? Is this a joke? But then I hear that wailing of that belt going off. But you know, he also got some jeans on, so ain't no telling how much it's buffering that. It definitely made a lot of sounds. But you know, I got my experience from pop little sons' butts when they had their diapers on. It sound loud, but ain't really nothing going on. It's really just a shock factor, kind of hurt their feelings. So you know, for the camera view, it definitely provides a lot of question marks. Like, is this really what it is? But yeah, man, the absence of discipline or the presence of it is something that we in for this week. And you know, this woman, well, from what I read, she's got some awards from her teaching career. So it shows that she has something to build off of, that she's moving in integrity. She sounds like she has at least 2 sons, so it's no telling if she's coming from a single household. She is a white female. So it's not speaking from our usual from a black woman's perspective. So it'll be interesting how we unpack this KT, you got anything for us, brother? Before we wrap it up.
No, man. Like I said, it's gonna be a good subject, man. Hopefully we get some of that Diddy stuff because that Diddy stuff involves some abuse. He went through some abuse. Yeah. He was out, so we can incorporate that, man. Like I said, there's a lot of content going, man. So we got a lot of stuff we can cook up. But I also feel like discipline is, to me, is always to each his own. Because you don't know what these people be going through at the house with the kids, man. Some of these kids are bad, bro.
Facts.
She got recorded. If she didn't get recorded, somebody just said she hit him with the belt 20 times, she would never got arrested. Almost like the Ray Rice situation. If the video never came out, he still would have been playing football. But
that's a fact.
It looks worse.
It's not funny, but yeah, when you talk about when he was in the elevator,
the lady spit on him, so he, it wasn't right what he did. But get spit on me, you almost get a natural reaction. It's like it's almost when your mamas do that, you might just react that way. It's not.
Facts. It's a fight or flight. It's a fight or flight type of feel. It's one or the other.
Justify what he did, but right now, if we didn't see that video and I said, man, my mom beat me, she hit me 20 times with the belt, you gonna laugh. You're like, man, what? But the video just make it look bad. And then they was in a cut with it. It's like she fell for the setup. So whoever was getting filmed was getting it, but they got tired of it. So they said, man, we gotta get out this house. You know what I mean? But some of these kids need their butt whooped, man. They say time.
We looked at that Chicago situation last week.
Yeah,
this definitely was a good portion of what we were discussing about the Chicago kids. So look, like discipline it's an absence of it in a lot of these single parent households. So
facts, big facts. It's a big absence, and I think we got to touch on that. We got to break that Diddy joint down. I think we got to break that down by each episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big facts. We got to touch on that Diddy. I definitely watched that, binge watched it overnight, and it was 4 episodes. I think they were an hour each, and I stayed up all night here in the office watching it, and it just didn't disappoint. As far as the information, the difference is, and I say this without getting too long-winded. We got Deacon pop back in, but the problem that I saw versus the Diddy documentary versus the Jeffrey Epstein, I believe I'm saying his name right, was the victims in the mouthpieces of those who were given a witness to each of those situations. You can tell whoever produces a movie or whatever film, what they're supporting, because they're gonna find those supporting statements that kind of support what they want. And my point of saying that, and what I mean by that, is that throughout the entire Epstein documentary, the women that they would position out of the ones they chose were ones that didn't take any accountability. And I thought that kind of tarnished what they were trying to do, which the government even had their way with it, by kind of disassociating their age and kind of treating them as prostitutes because of the amount of the frequency that they would see him. He was giving them $200 to give him a massage for, I guess, 30-40 minutes. And see, what he was smart was when he was in the States. I don't mean smart in a good way. I just mean that he was thinking that he didn't have sex with these girls. What he would do is he would have them to be contractors and come do him a massage. And technically, that's not breaking the law when it comes to that, other than that they didn't have no consent. But that's why I think that he was smart, because he knew that, okay, well, He got a island in Virgin Islands that when he want to do his Freaka League stuff for real, he taking these 21-year-olds and 18 and up. He taking them over there to this island that he owns the whole island. So he has his way with them. But the problem to me is that you're going to this island with this guy. You know what the deal is. You know you going to a place that he is king there, and you gonna tell people that you didn't know. Yo, yeah, you know, but yet you throw in there, well, you know, when I got paid the money, you know, I just didn't think about it, and then okay, well that happened one time. Well, what happened to the last 3 years that you've been still doing this? I can't look at you as an innocent child no more now. If it was my own child, I'd be thinking the same way. Why did you continue to keep going? So that none of them ever gave a good answer with that. It was all just, you know, they put them all as survivors, and I think that was a bad title to give quite a few of these women, that just based on the statements that they gave, because they was just like Cassie. Yeah, do I condone that Diddy was, you know, whatever I don't know what didn't go on. I mean, that what I didn't see, but I can make an opinion just like everybody else when they seen the footage of the in between the elevator in his room. So now that does give me an opinion. But now, if I'm taking it based on just that, that's one thing. But then if I look at the body of the relationship between them two, Cassie was coming back every time. She was enjoying the lifestyle. And that's for women that also get beat on. Like, it's hard to look at you as a victim when you keep coming back to that situation. Yeah, it's just, you can't have it both ways. You just can't.
Can't, but man, that's why it's gonna be a good subject, because I'm totally against. I know Diddy's guilty, man.
You got people calling out 50 saying that he was a snitch now because he put this stuff out.
And people don't know why 50 don't care what nobody say. He gonna do what he gonna do. You know, that's 50, a fact. When he got beef with just beef forever with 50, he don't squash beef.
That's a fact. He petty. He's super petty. So this is beyond petty. This is like on a whole nother level. What I think is that he putting so many holes in Diddy's boat that even with this shorter stint time in prison, exactly. His character is so damaged that it'll be kind of hard to see him rebound. He already sold Revolt, but see, the same thing applied to this Epstein guy. Like when he got convicted, before FBI got involved, when it was just a state level thing, all of his Hollywood friends was just, there was like he never missed a beat. Like, oh yeah, we cool. The moment that he got indicted with the U.S., when the U.S. government came after him, all of a sudden everybody started disassociating. Bill Clinton disassociating. Donald Trump disassociating. Acosta, he was some type of government associate that was opening a lot of doors for Epstein's stuff going on. Disassociated. So you know they know when it's time to make an exit, because they don't want their brand to tank just like whoever the offender is. But that's why it's Hollywood.
Hollywood,
so, Hollywood, bro.
You're tuned in to the one and only, the Strategized Network, TSN.
You say what, bro?
This is a power thing. Anybody with power, they tend to get into stuff like that. Trump had his run. Everybody got their run, man. Cosby had his run. Even all these people, man. Kanye had his run. All these people have high power and stuff, man.
Big facts, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, at the same. Well, I can't say the same time. We was a little timely today. We'll blame it on D. But we doing the bi-weekly schedule right now, so you can check us out every other Friday on and we gonna try to stick to this 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern time. But one thing for sure, well, no, I gotta change that too. That we will no longer be streaming. Oh no, deep that it's deep down. Unbelievable. So the thing that we gotta I gotta let everybody know is that StreamYard, y'all, I don't want to use unfavorable language, but your service is trash. So as you have been seeing, anybody who's been faithful viewers, you see that over the past 3 episodes, my camera's looking weird, and so and I'm paying for this. So I've already made complaints and had them to look into it, and they have went down tremendously. So this is gonna be a good, bad review for y'all. Get yourself together. I see that y'all have been acquired through another company, so I think that whatever was the handoff, that y'all dropped off a lot of customer service in this acquisition. So whenever y'all get y'all act together, holler back at me. But by the next show, we will be on a whole new platform. But you will catch us at the same place, TSN, the Strategize Network, YouTube, Facebook, and KT working on us getting up to date on our TikTok.
Yeah, we're gonna get that popping soon.
But until then, you already know it. And shout out to Deek. Deek, what you got now?
Oh man, yes sir. Yeah, we definitely, I got some stream stuff that I can send, but yeah, that's definitely a lot better and smoother. So yes sir, man. But everything was said that was said, so that's good. Yes sir.
We got try to catch that Diddy documentary, please, if you can.
Oh yeah, I'm on the second episode.
Okay, so we gonna turn off, man, because I know you gonna speak your truth. Everybody gonna speak their truth how they feel. I feel like y'all team Diddy.
Oh man, I don't like 50 Cent though. What he did, I don't like stuff.
I love 50 Cent. We gonna save it for the next show. We gonna turn up on it. I'm with 50 Cent. Ain't no rules in war, baby. If I don't rock with you, I do whatever I have to do to keep you down. It is what it is.
Oh yes, sir. But his karma coming now, because he just got served today. Now they coming at him.
Oh, well, as you know, we back Fridays, 8:30 every other Friday. And shout out to my partner.
Yes, sir.
I got a question though, too, Hollywood. Now, is 50 Cent
Deacon
doing it for a baby
what
mama?
You got, brother?
Is he doing it for a baby mama or to help the victims?
Who we talking about? 50?
50 Cent. Like, why did he do that?
Oh, brother, if you're gonna ask me that, I know 50 is petty, but the type of stuff that these guys do in these big boardrooms, these big $1 million problems, I don't know nothing about them problems. I don't even know if I want them problems. But because you see him even going at it with Dame Dash, all these big moguls, it looks like it's like they're all feeding from the same pool of of consumers. So it's like they're getting territorial. It looks like one want to wipe out the other. Dame going at Jay-Z. All these people are the gatekeepers right now, and so every one of them got a narcissistic, competitive drive that it seems to pick away at their integrity. So it's just certain things you would just think somebody ain't gonna do, but when it comes to making money, nothing's off the table, obviously. So
okay.
I love it. I love it.
But man, saluting to these fellas, man. Thank you for tuning in. Another hot seat with Deacon Weasel.
Yes, thank you, man. Thank you. Yes, sir.
And like I say, well, I didn't say. Until the next time, man, I salute Hollywood Red Show, strategizenetwork.com. We out of here, baby. Yes, sir.
You're tuned in to the one and only, the Strategize Network, TSN.